School is the most important thing in your life. And while I hate school, I got a PhD. And I hate school. I hate everything about it. So somebody say, E, if you hate school so much, why you get a PhD? Because I hate school, but I love options. You can have average skill, but you can't have average will. You can't have average will. Like your will has to be phenomenal. You have to see basketball as the gateway. It's like a passport. Basketball is just your way to get in, and then once you get in, boom, then you dominate. So I'm telling you, you're not taking a test because they're giving you the test. You're taking a test that's about to change your life, your mama's life. And I know if you take the test serious, you'll kill it. When you go through your go-through, your siblings are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your friends are watching you. When you go through your go-through, your parents are watching you. And people will use your strength to get through their stuff.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, E.T. Hey, look, super excited. This is our free summer school session, guys, with E.T. and friends. Look, I got one mission. Yeah, one mission. And I wanna inspire you and persuade you to do something I never did. And that's take my life serious in my teenage years. Write this down. Just because you don't feel it don't mean you shouldn't do it. Feelings, I promise you, will take you down a crazy path. I ain't feeling my dad. I ain't feeling my mom. I ain't feeling what my grandma talking about. I ain't feeling it. Listen to me very closely. A fact is a fact. I ain't feeling Murphy's Law. Jump your butt off a roof if you want to. I don't feel like it's the truth. Like, I don't feel like it's going to hurt me. Jump off 10 stories if you want to. Jump off a 20-story building if you want to, right? We see kids all day, every day on TikTok doing stuff they see on TikTok. Why? They feeling it and end up getting injured. Some kids have even died from doing stuff on TikTok.
A 12-year-old boy is on life support after his parents say he may have tried a social media challenge.
Look, I'm just being real with you. You don't have to feel it. When it's right, it's right. It don't matter how you feel. When something is right, it's right. I don't feel with my mom. I don't feel no curfew. I don't feel like I need to go to school. I don't feel like I need to go to summer school. Like I ain't feeling it. Let me tell you something. There was a lot of stuff I was feeling, and that stuff took me homeless. That stuff had me living in the bed. I ain't feeling my parents with no curfew. I had a curfew. I was one of the only ones on the block with a curfew. My parents gave me a curfew. I was still getting punished and whipped. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still like holding me accountable at 15, 16. I'm like, yo, my friends doing what they want to do when they want to do. I promise you I wasn't feeling what they was talking about. But I left home at an early age, and it was like, I should have been feeling them, because I ain't feeling being homeless. I ain't feeling going without eating. I ain't feeling not being able to go shop. I ain't feeling being able to not get clothes. I ain't feeling being able to keep up with my friend, getting shoes. I wasn't feeling what and I left home. I sure wasn't feeling homelessness. I should have stayed at the crib. You don't have to feel everything. If it's right, it's just right. Don't matter how you feel. All right, so we're talking about self-discipline today. I'm trying to tell y'all, if I could go back and change anything, I'd clean my room every day. My grandma used to be on, my grandma Shirley used to be on some, when you wake up, clean your bed, fix your bed, straighten your bed. I'm like, what? Make your bed? Like, I ain't in the military. Then my grandma Shirley used to be on, she was a nurse, so she was on the hospital corners. I'm like, what? Hospital corners? Like, come on. You know how much time hospital, I could be out with my friends, and guess what? I always did it. When she was watching me, I'm killing it. When she wasn't watching, boom, I'm just putting them any kind of way, y'all as an adult, you understand what my grandma was teaching me was not about making no bed. My grandma was teaching me self-discipline. That's what she was teaching me. Like, don't just do right when people watching, boy. Have some integrity about yourself. Whatever your hand find to do it with all your might. Whatever you doing, if you got to do it, you might as well do it 120%. Now I'm giving 120%, y'all, and my life reflects that 120. All right, so look, here's what I want y'all to do. Nipsey Hussle, right? I want to read something from Nipsey on this whole idea of self-discipline, right? Nipsey said, it sounds simple telling people to work hard and never quit. But to really execute and demonstrate those principles, Nipsey Hussle said, it takes discipline. Come on, somebody. It takes discipline and faith. Those are the two factors. Nipsey Hussle, what two factors? Self-discipline and faith. that I believe separate the good from great, the success from the failures. All right, so three things real quick. Write this down. Self-discipline. All right, so here's what I want you to do for me. All right, I want you to discipline yourself. Like if you hate your mama whipping your butt, you hate your mama taking video games from you, you hate your daddy taking video games, you hate privileges being taken away from you, you can't do certain things, but whatever, or taking your phone. Why they take my phone? They don't got the right to take my phone. Listen to me. Self-discipline means you do it so nobody else has to do it. All right, that's what self-discipline means. So if you're not disciplining yourself, you are now putting people in a position where they have to discipline you. I just need you to, I want to make sure this makes sense. So if you get up, nobody got to call you, oh, my mom woke me up. I was asleep. She woke me up. She getting on my nerves. No. If you wake you up, your mama ain't got to wake you up. If you wake you up, your grandma ain't got to wake you up. Are you hear what I'm saying? So self-discipline. So number one, discipline yourself. We talked about a schedule. Wake up and nobody's got to wake you up. All right, principle number two, do the hard stuff first. All right, do the hard stuff first. All right, what do I mean by that? Like for me, eating my broccoli, get that out the way. I hate going to a restaurant and the last taste in my mouth is asparagus. You feel what I'm saying? I hate that. I want no asparagus taste in my mouth at the end. I want no salad, no carrot, cucumber, lettuce taste in my mouth. So here's what I do. I just go ahead and knock that broccoli out first. So if you hate cleaning up your bed, clean up when you first get up. Get your homework knocked out in the beginning. Like, yo, I'm keeping it 100. I work out in the morning. Why? Because every time I tell myself I'm going to work out at 8 o'clock at night during the game, it never happens. But I just go ahead and knock it out early in the morning. Just go ahead and get it out the way. Go ahead and get that shower out the way. Go and brush them teeth. Get that out the way. Go ahead and comb your hair. Get that out the way. Go ahead and do your studies. Go ahead and get that out the way. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Here's the final one. I want you to do the things today that's going to bless your future. All right. Now, for me, it was the PhD. All right. Discipline. I'm talking about discipline, y'all. I'm talking about being on the airport, being in the airplane, flying, from wherever to wherever. Other people watching movies, other people, playing games, whatever. ET on there studying. I hate studying. I'm on the plane studying. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm doing research. I got papers. I'm highlighting. I'm underlining. I'm taking notes, right? But I knew that why I didn't need that PhD at that particular time, and why I knew I didn't probably need a PhD for the rest of my life. I knew that PhD would open up doors. I knew that PhD would attract certain people. All right, so it's your boy E.T. Listen to me very closely. You heard it from Nipsey himself. He says 2 factors that separate the great, the good from the great, right? The weak from the strong. You hear me? The haves from the have-nots. And one of them is self-discipline. I know you're a boss. I know it's in you. Now it's time to bring it out you. It's your boy E.T. Small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go. All right, grab your pen, your pad, sit down with E.T. and his friends as we elaborate on this principle.
Welcome to Free Summer School. Knowledge is the new money. We have Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. You have I want to say cast of characters. You have your all stars with you today for this session right here. We have Auntie Val, we have Coach B, we have Tiffany Haynes, we have the Charles Terry Jr. And E.T. Today we want to talk to the students out there about being disciplined. Yeah. What would you talk to them about being disciplined?
Well, I just did the 15-minute boy, so I'll pass it on, but I will say this, man, I just think about high school, middle school, just being a class clown. And I just look at my life now and I just see like, yo, I'm not, bro, I promise you, I'm not a different human. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like if my boys in middle school or high school or college came around me, they'll be like, yo, he's super different. Like, he ain't this, he ain't that. It wouldn't be that. They would just say like, yo, he wasn't getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, he wasn't, recording 6 months of videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't getting up and, working out every day. So
it just, same person, but I just see where discipline has just taken me to another level. Being number one in the world, discipline myself, getting the master's, getting the PhD, so I know a lot of people look at discipline like, that's whack. And it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I don't necessarily like being disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Game came on last night, CP3, my guy. I feel like, man, to take his career to a whole nother level if he was able to go ahead and win the championship. So while I ain't hating on the Lakers, I want the Suns to win. I want him to win the championship, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was 10, game came on at 10, 10-15, 10-20. I was knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm disciplined now. Like, I make myself go to bed at a certain time. So I woke up probably halftime, saw it was 30 points up. I was like, you can cut it off. Y'all gonna be good. Whereas an old me, I'm watching the first game, I'm watching the second game, I'm watching the third game, and then I'm tripping on why my money ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Why, I'm not able to do some of the things other people doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like I want to be disciplined, because some days, I got this new thing I'm doing where I'm stretching for 30 minutes. Like, I can't stand stretching, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, this is like useless. But I'm trying to be more of an air traffic controller, meaning not just do what's right, but do it right. I ain't always been the person like, I believe in executing, but I ain't always the person that cares about doing it the right way. And that's what discipline is. Discipline is not doing what's right. It's also doing it the right way. So, like I said, I don't like doing stuff the right way. I'm almost, 51, and I'm finally catching it. But I will say that if you look at a time where I was homeless, high school dropout, I wasn't making the money I'm making, I didn't have the relationships that I have, it was because I was an undisciplined ET. I said what I wanted to say when I wanted to say it. I ate what I want, eat when I want to eat. I just did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Like, I wasn't about rules. I just was like, It's a free for all, and so now that I'm disciplined, man, I see the difference. So I'm not going to tell any young person right now, you need to be more disciplined. I will say, if you don't like aspects of your life, then you probably going to want to switch it up a little bit and be a little bit more disciplined.
Got it. Let's swing it to Auntie Val. Auntie Val, what do you have to say about discipline?
Yeah, it's huge, because for me, I didn't graduate from high school on time. I graduated out of summer school, and that's because of FOMO, the fear of missing out. I had true FOMO, so I had to be at everything whenever it happened. And what began to happen is I was sacrificing my education because I wanted to be at everything, not thinking if someone had already done their homework or they had already taken care of their responsibilities, even my chores. Old school, y'all, them chores right there, the housework. I had to do that as well, but I wasn't doing it because I wanted to be with everybody. And then I had the car, so I had to be in the middle of everything over everybody's house, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So I wasn't self-disciplined at that time. And I didn't learn self-discipline until my junior year in college. And that's too late. So if I could have got started that in middle school, I would be more of a beast than I am now. Trust me. But that FOMO will take you out, trying to be at everything and feel like you're missing out on everything. And a little old school, my mother said, you can't get on every train.
I know that's
stop
right.
at the station.
Right about that. Tiffany Haynes, let's swing it over to you.
Sure. See, I grew up in a very disciplined house. Okay. So discipline was, my father was military, 22 years. And my mother is a very disciplined. She's, high air traffic control. So I was surrounded by structure, and this is how we do it. So when I left the house, okay, this was my opportunity to rebel against discipline. And it did not serve me at all. It was my way to rebel against it. But it took probably 5-6 years, and like Val, in college years, and acting a fool. And you realize how valuable that discipline is, and I probably have a very disciplined house now because you value it. But when you're young, you don't value it. You tend to just rebel against what you felt like was caging you in. But the good thing about the cage is other things can't get to you. And other things that that got to other kids did not get to me. And so I value that discipline now. I put it in my own home and I put it around my own mentality and around my babies, because there's certain things that never got to me and I want to continue that part of the legacy, you know, and there's things, and anything that got to me, I exposed myself to it once I got out of my parents' house, you know, and so trying to find a balance of that, of course, is always the parents' plight. But I definitely think that discipline is something, if you're in a disciplined home now and you feel caged in, I promise you it will serve you well in the long run. I promise you it will.
Yes.
Coach
That's
B.
good. That's good.
We see, I always talk about Michigan. The Michigan University. Was it Ann Arbor? Yes.
Ann Arbor.
Absolutely. Talk to us. So, you know a lot about discipline.
Definitely. I mean, it's funny that this is the topic for today, because I was just listening to an interview with a Navy SEAL the other day, and he said discipline equals freedom. And this is a Navy SEAL, the elite of the elite, the best of the best. And he's saying that if you want to have freedom, you have to have discipline. And I think it's so true, because if you want to be able to wake up when you want to wake up, if you want to do what you want to do during the course of your day, you have to be able to tell yourself what to do. Right. And if you can't follow through with what you tell yourself what to do, somebody else is going to have to tell you what to do for you. And so that's where that discipline comes in. And I think I was very blessed, honestly, to learn that early on with athletics, because if I waited for coach to tell me every single thing to do, I would maybe get 5 turns done in a practice if I was going to stand there and wait for coach to tell me everything to do. But if I was disciplined and did what I was supposed to do and took initiative myself, then I would get 10 times the amount of stuff done, just because I was disciplined in what I was doing. And so I think discipline comes down to your word has to mean more than your feelings, right? Like what you tell yourself you're going to do has to mean more to you than how you feel. If you're tired, if you feel like doing it anymore. And if you can learn to do that, I think you just unlock so much more potential in yourself that you can't otherwise get to.
I love it.
Charles Terry Jr., talk to us, brother.
All right. So going back to college and finishing a bachelor's degree in my 30s, took a lot of discipline when I had not only my full-time work, I had raising 2 sons, and just a lot of things on my plate. But I was able to put the mindset of discipline being the bridge between my goals and my actual accomplishments. And so once I made that bridge and made the connection, I was able to travel to London and stay up and do homework. I was able to be at the event, staying up late. I do all the stuff, have a good time, even go out and have a good time, and still come back and get my homework done, because I knew the bridge I was connecting the two were my goals were here, my accomplishment was here. And so there was no other way but forward to go over that bridge. And so that chapter was completed just a few weeks ago. And now we're looking towards the master's degree that starts in August. So it's just about moving forward and continuing to cross bridges and not burn bridges. So be disciplined in everything that you got going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen,
Q, don't get away from it.
Oh, no. First of all, we're not going to get away from Charles saying how international he is. I heard that when I was in London, when I went to France. I had to sit in that. I had to sit in that. I'm reading this book about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's coach, right? Like he was like their strength and conditioning coach. Mm-hmm. Tim Grover, I believe his name is, and the book is called Winning. And while I'm listening to this book, it hit me that discipline is boring.
Yeah,
it is boring. It is very repetitious. It's, hey, you got to do this every day for 10 years. You got to eat this, you got to do this, you got to get up at 3, you got to shoot these shots. And a lot of times we're looking for these adventures. We're looking for these thrill seeking, right? Like missions. The thing is, what we're missing is we want the things that Kobe Bryant and the Michael Jordans and LeBron James and Chris Pauls have, but the result of what they are doing, the result of the boring work is the fun. So you can't miss that step. Like, yes, you can get the fun things. You can get the cars. You can be in London like Charles. You could travel around the world with like Charles, but you have to do these basic things every day. Like, we all know how to lose weight, right? It's like I can tell y'all right now, you eat a cup of oatmeal, you drink a gallon of water. Right. For lunch, you have a salad with a little bit of protein, and then you have some more salad or some green vegetables and a protein for dinner. That's it. That's it.
But we can't, and not after 6 p.m.
Yes.
Come on. The window cue.
Yes, we all know that, and it's $1 billion industry.
See what I'm saying? Because we're looking for, like, we need the community. We're looking for, can you do it with me? We're looking for all these quick ways to do it. But discipline is very boring and it's very monotonous. But it's those things that will get you the benefits that you want. Those are the things. Like, we can't forget that step. And just know that it's going to be boring. And just know that your parents may be on you like, why are you on me like this? My friends get to have the freedom. Just like y'all echoed, like, I'm so thankful that I come from, my parents were really on me. Now I feel like I've turned into my parents. I'm talking to my kids the way they were talking to me 30 years ago, right? So, it's just stay in just knowing that it's going to be boring, but the result of that boring work is going to be the life that you can never even imagine.
That's good.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Hey, so you're watching. 3 things I want you to do. I want you to be honest about your relationship with discipline. You know what I'm saying? Just be real. Like I said, school ain't my thing. It's a lot of stuff that's not my thing. So don't lie. Don't lie to yourself. Like, I love, working out. I love getting up early. Like, don't lie to yourself, right? Because when you lie to yourself, then you can never really conquer that particular, area. So I'm real. That's a lot of stuff I don't like. But number 2, what do you want? And you have to know, man, I want to travel. I want to make so much money. I want my freedom. Whatever it is, like, know what you want and know that all roads to success leads through discipline. Like, there is no way. I'm thinking about Bruce Lee, coming up, looking at Bruce Lee, like how he trained, how he practiced. But what's so funny, Q, I actually studied, what was it called? It was whoever Bruce Lee's, like teacher or sensei was, right? And I'm looking at my man like, yo, he was super disciplined. That's why Bruce Lee was super disciplined, because he was super disciplined, so just know that there's nothing you're going to do. He mentioned Michael Jordan, who hated lifting weights. Mike hated lifting weights, right? He was like, yo, I'm talented. I'm gifted. I don't need to do that. Look, I hate to go here because I know, this might rub Q the wrong way, but Iverson was like, practice, practice, meaning like, yo, I don't want the discipline of going to practice. Iverson was like, yo, I'm sweet without practice. And it was like, he was, y'all. But he never won a championship, because he never wanted to practice, so discipline. And the last one I thought he said that was important. Get around people, man, who are. Let me tell y'all something. The easiest way to do something you don't want to do is get around people who gifted at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about a life hack cheat code, man, that's one of the cheat codes, because as humans, you never want to be the weakest link. Now, I might be the weakest link in a lot of areas, with the squad, but I don't want to be the weakest link, which means what? I'm not as weak as I would be if I wasn't around them, right? So I'll be real. It's some stuff I'd probably really be messing up if I was just on a solo, but when I get around a Jamal, I don't want to do real estate, but I'm doing it because I'm around Maul. I don't, Josh, I'm not into solar panel. I'm not into that, but I got them at my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand them not because I'm hanging around somebody, that does that. So the last one, man, look around. And let me say this to you. I don't care what neighborhood you're from. There's always the opposite of you. Always. Don't ever say, ain't nobody in my neighborhood. There's somebody, your next door neighbor at your grandma's house and your grandma neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you play sports, it's somebody on that. It's somebody's on that squad, on that team in your neighborhood, go to your school, that's disciplined. The reason why you don't know they exist, because you're not about that life. And so you don't attract them because you're not about that life. But they do exist. And I'm telling you, when you start hanging with A students, I'm not saying you're going to be an A student, but you for sure going to pass all your classes. All right. So it's your boy E.T. Look, y'all, discipline. I don't even like saying the word. I feel like a hypocrite saying the word. Like I ain't even into that. But I've disciplined myself in some areas, and I love the results. I absolutely love the results. So if you're watching, write it down, take action. And again, remember, man, we're doing this because we love you. We're doing this because we care. And I'll be real, I don't want you to go through a third of the stuff that I had to go through. I was 30 something when I got my first degree. Yep. I don't want that for you. I want you to get your degree. My mama never got to see me walk across that stage at 18, and she deserved that. Your parents deserve it. Your mama, your grandma deserved to go get her hair did. You heard what I said. Her hair did, her nails did. She deserves to brag at the beauty salon, at the church. She deserves to brag upon you, and not you done dropped out of high school, or you're not taking school serious. Like, yo, don't do that to your people, man. Go ahead and finish, not just for you, but finish for your church family, for everybody. All right. So we'll see y'all on the next episode of Free Summer School with ET and the fam tomorrow. All right. Make sure you tune in. Small steps, great distances. Now you know. Let's go.